If you want to get the top odds every time, bet with TopSport's Same Game Multi. TopSport. Feel the excitement. Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to another edition of the Same Game Multi podcast. Thank you once again for joining us. Big round 3 on the cards, 8 games to get through, plenty to talk about, and to do so, we've got the boys. Jared Burton, how are you, mate?
Boys, fabulous. Good.
And Mr. Mark Cherry, how are you?
Oh, sensational again.
Nice warm day today, boys. That beer's going down well?
Yeah, mate, especially working in black. It absorbs the heat, and then the thirst level increases very, very rapidly.
You work indoors.
In the heat. There's grills, mate. It's hot.
Boys, stop the bickering because we've also got our main man for the TopSport on the line, Tristan Merlehan, the CEO. How are you, mate?
Yeah, very good, boys. Very good. It's been a big week of footy just gone, and plenty of excitement to come going forward.
Yeah, some few upsets last week in round 1. I think round 2 kind of levelled out a little bit. Surprising, though, that the Broncos and the Knights are both on top, mate. How's the punters reacting to that?
Yeah, I think the punters expected the Broncos to improve this year, and that's not completely of a surprise, particularly with the they had the Bunnies week 1, but they were expected to win week 2, and then the Knights are very much an unexpected increase in form. Obviously, that big upset against the Roosters, and then without a number of their players against the Tigers, they were very impressive to get the job done, but that might say a bit more about the Tigers than the Knights. It'll be interesting to see how they go against the Panthers this week.
Yeah, we'll get to that a bit later on. Big line there as well. So, boys, anything for Tristan in regards to last week?
He called it. Coolangatta to get smoked in the slipper. Of course, I tipped Best of Bordeaux ran second, mate, but you picked one that was out wide that come through for the Choggies, mate. You going to give yourself a bit of a rap, or you want me to?
Always much prefer someone else giving me the rap, but it was an interesting race, and it was a really good day of racing in Sydney there, and even All-Star Mile was Zaki way too good in that race too. So no, we go into some other big races this weekend as well. So yeah, the punters were they found the winner as well. It was very, very well backed, and it was a tricky day. It was up and down all day at our end.
Yeah, I bet it was. There would have been a fair bit of money flowing in for Very Elegant, only to get beaten by, what would you call, a bit of an outsider, Montefilia too. Good race, that.
Yeah, it was. The punters did find the winner, though, in that race. We actually lost on the race, which is surprising and probably a little bit disappointing. That's one that you'd sort of see it would be a bookmaker's result. But, yeah, punters did find the winner there. And, we put us in an ordinary position, particularly when Zaki won. It was our worst of the day. But then we did come home with a wet sail in the last couple. So I think we got our nose in front at the end of the day. But it was, there was a few punches thrown from punters and bookies. It was a very, very even affair.
Bit of a win-win situation, mate, eh?
Yeah, something like that.
Very good, mate. Let's jump into the footy. You've got a few big games this week, and I just want to cover off a few with you before we let you go. The first one I do, mate, is the South versus the Roosters. Obviously, a bit of a grudge match there between the two. First time that the teams will come together since that Latrell hit on Joey Manu last year. How are the odds, mate? South are outsiders for this one?
South are outsiders. It'll be interesting to see how they go. They're $2.35. The Roosters $1.60. Obviously, South got the golden point against the Storm, but maybe they helped a little bit by the sin bins. And the total points, that's been the big talking point in our office this week. They've all come down. Every game is under 40 points in the round ahead. So 38 points this one. It looks like it's going to be a very tight contest. As you say, a bit of spice involved. So it'll be interesting to see if the Roosters continue on with their good performance from last week, or if the Bunnies can bounce back, because they go down here, they're 0-3, which would be a tricky start to the year.
Absolutely. Is there a market framed up for over-under sin bins at mate? Is that a market we can get on, or?
We don't quite have that one, but I think there definitely could be a few candidates of players going to the bin in this game for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a bit of a wild affair, which will be good, I think. So a bit of that spice back into the game. Looking forward to it. Mate, the other one I wanted to talk about is the top of the table clash, and I don't think I would have been saying this if you asked me in round 1, but the Panthers up against the Knights out there at Carrington Park in Bathurst. Panthers going in heavy favourites, mate. Is that there's talk about Cleary coming back? Is that why they're so short?
It's a tricky one, and I think you've got to keep an eye on the betting and the team list here, because Cleary's been named as in the extended bench, but I feel he's going to be unlikely to play. I also don't think Josh Fisher-Harris plays as well. I think he's a big chance to come out. And then we've got Kalen Ponga named, and I'd be surprised if he plays. So there could still be a bit of movement in this market at the moment. Panthers are quite short, but I think that's due to the market still underrating the Knights, and obviously it's going to be dependent on if Kalen does come back. And if he does play and Kluger doesn't, I think that 11.5 looks quite a big line. I think the Knights have been reasonably impressive, and Panthers probably lucky to fall over the line there against the Dragons, but it'll be interesting how we go. This game at Bathurst, don't forget, so it takes away the Panthers' home ground advantage.
Yeah, I like the 11.5 line, mate, and that's featured in my multi a bit later on as well. Anything on that game, boys?
No, I think this will prove exactly where Newcastle are. If they can match it with Penrith, then I'll take my hat off. If not, I could be putting them in the sin bin very, very quickly.
Yeah, we wrote them off early at the start of the season, but Clune and Clifford have been great. I'm happy to go back on my word, and a man like that, I can take it when I'm wrong. Don't you worry about that.
Mate, pretty much
Wife lets me know that all the time.
Pretty much took the words out of my mouth. We all said they were going to go down the ladder compared to where they were last year, and they've done the old 180 on us. So.
They still might yet. So
that's right. It's only early.
Also, Tristan, the Storm up against the Eels, made another big game there. Storm just hung on last week, and the Eels there, bit disappointing, would you say, Jared?
Very ordinary. I was very aggro, put it that way. No, it wasn't. I think it was just justice served. We only just beat the Titans the week before and probably deserved to lose. And if it wasn't for that game, I have a funny feeling after this weekend, Parramatta could easily be 3-0.
Yeah. Where's the money going for that one, Tristan?
Money's been all Parramatta way, just with a lot of the doubt over the Storm players. Obviously, no Harry Grant. There's another Wishart's out as well. Yeah. So they're going to be down to their third or fourth string hooker, provided Brandon Smith doesn't make a miraculous recovery. So there is a lot of doubt over the Storm's depth. We know how good they are, how much in the reserve they do have, but are they going to do well one too many times? It'll be interesting. The market certainly feels the Eels are right in this game. It's $1.52 the Storm, $2.55 the Eels, in from $3, and the line is 4.5. So yes, it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. And Parramatta, if they can get a result here, like they did around this time last year, it'll set up their season. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It'll all come down to the final team list, I think.
Yeah, you mentioned the fourth string hooker. Berto's got his boots. He's just searching for a purple shirt, mate. He's got his plane ticket down there already. So
a win's a win.
He's on the first flight. Very good, mate. That was sort of the games I want to cover off. I did just want to ask, mate, have you had any big same-game multis get up for any of the punters out there?
Yeah, we had a few on the weekend. It's been a tricky sort of commodity with the lower scoring games over the course of the first couple of weeks. Obviously, a lot of punters, when they do throw their same-game multis, they do like to pop a few try scorers in. So that's obviously reduced the prominence of those just in the first couple of weeks. But the biggest payout actually was the Roosters 13+, into Daniel Tupu to score a try, into Satili Tupanua to score a try. So that was a nice little return there for that punter. It worked out at around about the $28 mark. So that was a good result, and that was probably our biggest collect on the weekend.
Very nice. That's what we like to get amongst, mate, isn't it, Ches? $28, that's right up your alley.
Minimum.
Mate, also just a bit of feedback from our listeners. I know you're throwing it out there for them if they have any suggestions in regards to the same game multi-markets. And we've just been contacted by one of them, and he was asking in regards to the first to X points, so first to 10, first to 20, first to 30, whatever it might be, and he's wondering whether that might be able to be included in the same game market multis. Is that something you're looking at?
Yeah, absolutely. So we can certainly put that sort of feedback forward, and we're looking to build out more of these markets over the coming weeks. So that's certainly one that we can definitely put in the pipeline. So that'll be no dramas at all. Obviously, it is a little bit dependent with your first scores and those sort of things. So it'll be just trying to get the formula right for that one. But yeah, I'll certainly pass that on to the trading team, and we can work out a bit of a plan to get that into the offering. Fantastic, mate.
And I've got another question for that topic as well, and that comes directly from me. Are the maximum legs for the multis still at 8 legs?
They are at the moment. It's something we are looking to change, but it's the way our database is structured. It does cause a few little problems trying to expand that out. It's something I've spoken to the IT team, because I understand there's some punters there that would love to add a few more, and obviously, from our end, we'd be very happy to take more legs in those multis. But there is a limitation from the server provider at the moment, but we are trying to address that as we speak.
Sensational. Thanks, mate.
There's hope for you yet, Chaz.
There is.
All right, Tristan, we appreciate you hopping on, mate. We're a little bit over time than what we usually do, a bit later, so we do appreciate you making the time for us. Anything else, mate, boys, before we let him go?
No, we'll see if we can jag one this weekend, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, good luck. Plenty of opportunities, and good luck, and see if you can find a winner. Enjoy the footy.
Fantastic. Head on over to topsport.com.au, download the app. Use the code SGM Podcast when you do. Some great markets over there, as we've mentioned today and previously on the show. Once again, thanks for joining us, Tristan. Appreciate it, mate.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Thanks, mate. See ya.
Bye.
Fantastic, boys. I love getting him on, and I know we struggled to today, but he made the time for us, which was great. So,
yeah, it's just that little inside knowledge. Not what you know, who you know.
Yeah. And probably what he knows.
Exactly right. So.
Very good, boys. Who are we sending off?
Off. Don't talk to me.
Send
Just
off.
go. He has been sent off.
Very tricky. I'd love to send Parramatta off, to be honest, only because I'm a Parramatta supporter. But to be honest, I think this week was pretty much, in my eyes, was fairly good football.
If I was going to send anyone off, it'd be the whole Canberra Raiders side for winning. It cost me the full round in the tips.
For not
Did
winning.
it really?
No, for winning.
For winning, sorry.
For winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them all but that game.
You want to say that to Bim's face?
I will next time.
Boys, for me, I think it's just the negative headline again, obviously with the Burgess in there, and I think that's about the third case like that for that St George Illawarra team. So it seems to be a bit ingrained in the culture down there or something. I don't know, obviously he's got his day in court and all that kind of stuff. It's alleged, whatever it might be, but just these negative headlines. Round 2, not what the game needed.
Well, apparently, I read that apparently, unless it's a jailable offence, then he's not to be stood down.
Yeah, it's up to it's a no fault stand down policy. So if the charge carries up to 11 years, I think it is. That's when the no fault stand down policy comes in. That's why Jack de Belin was stood down, because his charge had a maximum of 11 years. The one that Burgess is up for only has a maximum of 5 years. That's why he's been named this week.
Is it really?
Yeah.
5 years?
5 years maximum, yeah. So, but Andrew Abdo, they say, has those discretional powers where he might be able to come in over the top and stand him down. There's meant to be word on that today, so I haven't checked late this afternoon. But, boys, I just realised we forgot to do our TopSport Top That moment with Tristan, because we were in a bit of a rush.
Ah, yep.
So we won't be able to judge this week, but let's still do it. Who wants to kick it off? I will say no one.
You guys,
Boys, I love a big hit. And when I think big hits, I think of guys like Steve Maddai coming in off the wing, George Tafua coming in the wing. Did you see the game against the Cowboys and the Raiders on the weekend? And Murray Talangi, he come in and smacked the halfback, Matt Frawley, literally knocked him out of his boots. His left boot come off after he hit it. Look it up on YouTube if you haven't seen it. It is a fantastic hit, all legal. No shoulder charge, nothing like that, and literally his left boot comes off. So for me, that was my top that moment of the round, boys.
Nothing better than watching those big hits. Mate, mine sort of falls into that category. It wasn't quite big hits, but the quality of tackling from Albert Kelly, absolutely sensational. He's like a lumberjack cutting down those big, tall red oaks over in the States.
He's playing well, isn't he? Oh, okay.
Over at the Yukon. And then the last tackle he made for the game was against Turbo, which stopped him going over. He had that big cheeky smile on his face when he's lying on the ground. Absolutely mint.
He knew it. I'm going to say this sort of, I don't know, it's sort of hard to say, but it's Latrell Mitchell's 2-point field goal, which was when he hit it and he turned his back on it, just going, that is fucking good football right there. But if he had kicked a couple of those conversions earlier in the game, it wouldn't have mattered. So, but I did tip Souths, so it was very close. It was
a good game, that. Good finish, anyway.
About 10 minutes in, I was going,
ripped up your ticket. It was like when he kicked it, it's like when you hit those good golf shots and you just know. You
can hear it.
Like
just
the
turn
old,
away, put the stick in the bag, and just walk up the fairway and look for it. That was fantastic.
Like the old Mark Hunt, one hit, turn around, just leave it.
Walk off. Yeah.
You know it's done.
No, he hit it really well. And it was good to see him turn his back on it. He knew it was that's all he had to do. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else, boys, for this segment? Otherwise, we might take a little rehydration break. What do you reckon?
Let's do it.
Sounds good to me. Another one of these.
No dramas. We'll be back straight after this.
Having a bet on sport this week? Top this.
Whether you're into cricket and curling or golf and greyhounds, TopSport will let you on for plenty. And with literally hundreds of markets from your own backyard to the international stage, TopSport has you well covered. So if you want to get the top odds every time, bet with TopSport.
Top that. Download the app today. TopSport. Feel the excitement.
Don't let the game play you. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to the show. We're going to jump right into 21 and done now. Manscaped trivia, as we like to call it for the month of March. For those of you that are new to the show, 21 NRL-based questions. The boys go up against each other, and to the victor goes the spoils. Boys, let's put up the Manscaped products and show the listeners and the viewers at home there what they can get, while Birdo finds his papers and does his little live read.
Yeah.
I see him frantically looking for them there out of the corner of my eye. Very prepared here on the show. Don't you worry about that.
Must be hidden under all those bet
I
slips.
was going to say, it doesn't help that I got the Amazon forest waiting here. So, but just the usual, boys, just the usual. That and alongside of, what's that, about 10 or 12 stubby lids. Just reminders of what we've had before so we don't get it again. But, boys, splash. Again, I was taking a bath, realised I had beautiful balls. Our friends at Manscaped, the global leader in below-the-waist hygiene, are turning men's shower dreams into their favourite routine with the new Ultra Premium collection. That's sitting right in front of us right now. This all-in-one hygiene skin hair bundle is designed to upgrade your everyday man's shower routine from head to toe. Your skin, hair and your balls deserve this. Save big by going to manscaped.com for 20% off. Free shipping when you use smell that.
Lickable.
The SGM code word is SGM. 20% off and free shipping right there.
Fantastic offer and fantastic products, thanks to Manscaped.
Just a quick look at that spray you just injected there into Birdo's eyes. This stuff's also vegan, gluten-free, cruelty-free, alcohol-free, paraben, sulfate, and dye-free as well.
Alcohol-free. That's a shame.
We make up for that, mate.
Don't drink it. All right, boys, let's jump in. Test our buzzers, please.
Birdman.
Cheers.
All right. I say this every week, but a couple of easy ones to start with. Who is currently on top of the NRL
Birdman.
ladder?
Newcastle Knights.
Newcastle Knights. Birdman gets the points. Be there. Who is currently on the bottom of the NRL ladder?
Birdman. Manly.
Oh, he studied the guide. Manly. So just with the top of the ladder, Knights are tied with Panthers, Broncos and Storm. Just better for and against. And same with Manly. They're tied with the Rabbits, Warriors and Tigers. Where is the Panthers versus Knights game being played this weekend?
Bathurst. Oh. Thanks, Tristo. While we're talking about Manly too, in the footy tipping, a shout out to 4 and 20 Pies. In our footy tipping, but it's spelt Kieran Foran, 4 and 20 Pies.
It's good, isn't it? There's a couple of good names in there.
I love that. That was good. It was good.
Valentine homelessness. All right. Which team handed the Broncos their second only loss in NRLW history last weekend?
Titans.
He's on the board. One for the Ches man. All right. Who am I? This was popular last week. Bringing it back. Listen carefully. Buzz in when you know the answer. Clues will stop. Born on the 11th of December 1976, I played my junior football for Campbelltown Warriors. I played in the 1997 Grand Final against the Sharks and also won my team's Rookie of the Year that same year. I was the leading point scorer for the Broncos in 2000 and kicked 3 goals in our Grand Final victory against the Roosters. I scored 64 tries in my 161-game career at the Broncos. I am mostly remembered for an incident in Game 1 of the 2003 State of Origin which saw my head get stapled back together.
Birdman. Oh, I've gone early here. Brent Tate.
After a clash with Tony Carroll. My first name is Michael.
Jordan.
My surname starts with D.
Fucking got me
He
here.
played for New South Wales. He's not a Queenslander.
Yeah.
Played for Broncos, but he's New South Welshman. Kick goals. Michael De.
De Pasquale.
No one?
No.
DeVille?
I'll give you the points. De Vere. Michael De Vere.
Yeah.
Michael De Vere. I only gave you the points because no one was going to get them otherwise. Michael De Vere. Remember him?
Yeah,
That
he-
staple in the fucking staple gun
Now you
broke.
do, yeah.
First multiple choice. How much does the NRL trophy weigh? Is it A, 19 kilos, B, 21 kilos, or C, 23 kilos?
Ches 23, C.
Incorrect.
I was just only thinking then Isaiah Yeo was starting to bulge up a bit when he was lifting it last year.
That's why I thought it was
He
a
might have
heavy
been,
one.
he might have been putting it on for the cameras. I'm going to go 19.
19 is correct.
Might have been full of some loudmouth soup in it too. That's why it's heavy.
It's made out of aluminium. Now, get this, boys. The Winfield Cup, the old Winfield Cup, was 40 kilograms.
Was it really?
Yeah, nearly.
Remember the big
double.
shield they used to have to carry as
More
well?
than double. All right, audio question. Have a listen to this. There'll be a question at the end. I'll turn this up.
No need for the telephone hide.
Let's truck, baby.
Do you want it again? Because that was a bit loud.
No, I don't even know if I want to answer it. I heard that song, and it is the shittest fucking song I've ever heard.
Just play that again. I'll just extend these out.
Yeah, I'll turn it down. It was a bit loud, I thought.
No need for the telephone hide.
Let's truck, baby.
All right, the question is, who says let's trot?
Bertman, Phil Gould.
And who is laughing?
Bertman. Addo Carr.
Okay,
It is
2
the
points.
shittest song. Don't even go and watch that.
Jason Saab's also in. I was watching it last night.
Is he?
All right, quick score check. 6 plays 2 because of the 2 points for that one. What number was Joey Manu wearing when Latrell broke his cheekbone?
Ches 4.
4 is correct. Who is the current sponsor of the stadium at the Sydney Olympic Park?
Bertman. Allianz.
Incorrect. They were the old sponsor at the SFS, and they just signed a new 6-year, $36 million contract to be the sponsor of the new stadium at SFS when it gets built, but that's not at the Olympic Park.
ANZ.
That's the stadium, but that's not the sponsor
How the fuck's it not the sponsor?
because it's not.
Well, otherwise it's known as Stadium Australia.
It was last year. It's now got a new sponsor.
Fuck me.
It's a chain of hotels. Does that help you?
Formula 1.
Yeah, well, it's the shitter one of the two. Chain of hotels. Oh, fucking Best Western.
Novotel.
It's part of Novotel. Accor. No points. No
Yeah,
points.
right.
Accor Stadium. I saw it on the run sheet the other day. I think, where the fuck's that? I had to look it up. But yeah, that's the new sponsor.
right.
So it's the old ANZ, but it's called Accor Stadium now. Score check 6-3 still. Which of the 5 Tigers captains got sin binned last weekend?
There's that many of them. You can't even narrow it down.
I'm just going to stab on it. See it. Ches Dewey.
No, he's out for fucking half the season with his knee, so it wasn't Dewey.
You going to buzz him or what? Yeah,
sorry.
Buzz me. Fucking just narrow them down. Peachy.
Peachy.
That's a big narrow.
Bertman gets them. Name me 3 Cowboys players playing this weekend whose first or last name starts with the letter H.
Ches the Hammer.
Yes. Point for each.
I should have thought about this before I jumped in.
You can buzz in and steal if you want, Birdo.
Got me on the spot here. Starts with H.
I'm blank. I was just thinking.
Valentine Holmes.
Yeah.
Chad Townsend? No. There's a H in Chad.
I've just got fucking Henry Riley stuck in my head. H.
It's probably, fucking, yeah.
One looks like Drago off Rocky.
I must break him.
Cohen.
Oh, Ches, come on. Hess. Get out the bird over there.
No, give it to Chezzy. Give it to Chezzy, struggling.
All right. Chaz gets the
Usual.
points. All right. The others are Peter Hiku and Helam Lukey. So there's 5 all up. Score check 8 plays 5. Thanks to those points going to the Ches Meister. Multiple choice. How many ACL related injuries have required surgery after round 2? Is it A5, B6, or C7? Now, those of you who are playing at home, you'll know last week ACL stands for
Ankle connective ligament. I'm going to have a stab here. Ches B6.
B6 is correct. Boys, last year there was 14 total, so not on a good start.
No.
So, yeah, only 14 last year. So
Does Hayes Dunster, does he count as 3? I know it's not the ACL, but it was,
Well, he did one ACL, then he did PCL. Who has played more games, Pap Smear or Justice Olam?
Ches Justice.
Yes, correct. He's played 65 and Paps has played 59. So Ches got that one and that one. Score check 8 plays 7. Coming back. Fox League commentator is Warren who?
Birdman.
I love this.
He's my favourite. Warren Smith.
No.
Almost said Warren Luff, the V8 supercar driver.
All right, there gets them. Former Knights great who could live at 742 Evergreen Terrace is Steve who?
Can you say that again, sorry?
Former Knights great who could live at 742 Evergreen Terrace is Steve who?
Simpson.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even, no one buzzed in.
No one buzzing. A point each.
That was, that was,
Where's this fucking joint?
that was a trick question. Now, what the fuck?
Point each. Point each. All right. This round will see the Tigers up against the Warriors. Which coach has the lowest career win percentage? Madge Maguire or Nathan Brown?
Birdman, I'm going to say the lowest, did you say?
The lowest
I'm going to
career.
say Madge, because Tigers are shit and Brown's been coaching for a while.
I'll steal that one, Nathan Brown.
Nathan Brown. Nice tactic. He's holding off on the 50% questions. He's just letting you answer this week. So Madge's 56%. Brown's 49.
56%?
Yeah, career. That's career when
Yeah.
so with South and overseas and everything like that. And so
overseas as well. Yeah.
So he's sitting at 56. Brown's just a touch under 50%. So not great. Score check 10 plays 9. Last multiple choice. Who threw the pass to Latrell Mitchell just before he kicked his 2-point field goal? Was it A, Damien Cook, B, Lachlan Ilias, or C, Sevilla Havili?
Birdman, Havili.
Havili is correct. Points there for the Bertman. 11 plays 9. How many clubs has Ryan James played for?
Ches 3.
Incorrect.
Birdman, 4.
4. Can you name them?
Raiders, Titans.
Bronx.
Yep. That's where he is now. He played 2 games for the Dogs on loan last year. So
I was going to say Tigers for some reason.
Gets them.
Old line.
Bertman gets that one and that one. How many eyes? Let me start this question again. Parramatta Boom Centre is Will Penasini. His real name, though, is Viliami Penasini. How many times does the letter I appear in Viliami Penasini?
Ches 5.
I thought you were going to say on his head, 2. 6.
6 is correct. So it's spelled Villiami, so 3 in the first name, and then Penasini is Penisini. So again, 3 in his last name.
Mrs. S, Mrs. I, Mrs. P, P-I.
Exactly.
Penicillin.
13 plays 9. Second last question. Roosters' second rower is Statili Tupanua. How do you spell Tupanua?
Ches.
I get the pen. Ches. Right up here. T-U-O-P.
Mate, that looks, yeah, I'd have got T-U-P.
Yep.
A.
No.
What?
O.
O.
N.
Yeah, you can have it. Fuck it.
No.
Fuck.
U-N.
A-U.
I-U-A.
Wow.
No points.
Can spell.
I
No
spelled it
points.
out. It looked good, but it wasn't good.
13 plays 9 going into the last question. Last question is worth...
39, was it?
Yeah.
5.
Not 30 this time.
No, that's me this week.
All right. Freddie's 1993 State of Origin Game 2 jersey is being auctioned off to raise money for flood relief. What is the current bid? This is at the time of recording, so if you go in and check this, it might be more. Your bracket is between 8,000 and 9,000. Nearest 2 wins.
I would have said 100.
$100.
Nearest wins. 5
Okay.
points up for grabs. 8,000 and 9,000 is your bracket. And none of this $1 more shit.
I'll go first round to write it down because my pen's not working.
Borrow mine if you want. Which is yours, technically. All right. You got them locked in? Birdo, read it out.
8,250 large.
8,490.
8,710. Cheers with the victory. 5 points.
Fucking robbed again.
Oh, yeah. Got one.
14 plays 13. Nice close one there. A couple of points went begging as well. So Ches gets those last one. There's all that's to do with the Channel 9 presenters. They're all put up at Jersey. Andrew Johns was 15,000. Freddie's was the next highest. Shit. I'll tell you what, boys, you can pick up Greg Inglis's for about 3,800. That'd look nice in our new set.
3,700 too much.
Chuck in Billy Slater for 5,100.
Nah, fuck that.
Sam Thaiday. I think his
way.
is about $2.50, I think.
Does it come with his speedos?
They just throw it in as the third one in.
You buy two, get one free.
Very good. Love that segment. Thank you to Manscaped. As we said earlier, get on over SGM at the checkout. Save yourself 20% off, plus also get that free shipping. This stuff smells delicious. Get yourself a little razor while you're there as well. It's got a little light on it, which is good for if you need to do it at night time in the
dark areas.
Yeah, so fantastic little trimmers as well, boys.
About to do it in the front seat of the car before you go in for the hot date too.
Have you got a dog? What kind of dog do you have? Cocker Spaniel.
Yeah. Short hair now.
Good times, good times. All right, let's quickly do beer of the week, boys, and then we'll jump into some footy after that. What do we got this week, Mr. Hawkeye, the Whitebull? Thanks to the Whitebull Hotel.
Now, thanks to Hawkeye, but he wasn't there this Saturday when we cruised through the drive-through there. We got served by Mr. Fletcher again. So thanks to Fletch for handing them through the window to us, mate. Awesome sponsors again. Thanks to the White Bull. Mate, we had to do a little pick today because the Hawk wasn't there. I think he was busy out doing some orders. So I had to hand pick this one, and I couldn't remember if we'd had it before. I'm pretty sure we haven't. If we have, well, we're going to rate it again. So we've got the Becks. I'm pretty sure we haven't had this.
Nah, I don't think we have. Looking at my bottle cap collection, mate, almost everything but.
The old Becks, mate, only 330ml stubbies, 4%er. So not too extreme for the alcohol content, so you can still have two and drive. Good German beer, been established since 1873. And I'll tell you what, these things are crisp. I know it won't get the full 5 from Birdo. There's a reason for that in a second. He'll punch on that. Very delicious. You can find them pretty much anywhere that stocks decent beer. They're pretty reasonably priced as well for what they are. I can't fault them. So it's going to have to be. You want to sip?
Dying here already. I don't need that to kill me anymore.
That's in the wrong buttons and everything.
Now
I'm struggling.
I'm only going to give them a 4.5 for the reason I haven't had a big session on them, so I don't know what the next day is like. So it could be a bit rough, depending. But you're going to have to go with 4.5.
4.5. That's not bad. That's not bad.
If you have a big session, you might wake up like the Armidale City bands playing next to your bed.
They German? They
are.
The Becks?
Yeah, they are.
Maine?
Well, it's going to lose. They're not twist tops. They're making life hard again, so they're going to lose half a point for that. I'm just not digging it. 2.5. That's all I get.
2.5. Wow.
Yeah, I'm just not digging it.
A bit of a disparity there between the scores.
Yeah.
Not to worry. If you do like yourself a Becks, head on down to the Whitebull Hotel, pick you up a carton. Great prices down there as always. And whilst you're there, pop in for a feed. Some great meals being cooked as well.
One thing I do know is Mr. Baz Hackett. He loves his Becks. He'll be all amongst them. So I'm sure he'll give it 5.5 stars, but 2.5 from me.
You just sort of get these like at the bars at like airports and things like that. This is where they sort of
$12.50.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We're going to take another little break. We'll be back straight after this. In the break, check out Chez's Halftime Hunger Busters. Some great crispy chicken strips. Delicious.
Damn good.
Do yourself a favour and click on the link when it appears. We'll see you shortly.
Hey guys, the boys that are stuck down to the bottle to get some refills on the beers for this week's potty. Now we've got a little cooking segment coming up for Halftime Hunger Busters. This week I've done some little crispy chicken strips Very easy to do, very good for the budget too, nice and cheap. So if you're looking for something to have for the footy before, during or after, make sure you click on the link below. Go in and watch the video. Everything's written down. Very, very easy to do at home. Mate, the boys will be back soon, so I better get back in the kitchen before I burn the house down. Don't forget to check out this week's episode. Hit the like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.
All right, we're back. We're going to talk some footy, 8 games to get through. We're going to punch through them. First game, Thursday night, 8 p.m. down there at Wynn Stadium. We've got the Dragons up against the Sharks. Dragons are outsiders here, $2.07 and $1.78 for the Sharks. That's head-to-head. And the line is plus $1.50, $1.90 for the Dragons and minus $1.50, $1.90 for the Sharks. Boys, Dragons have been good. I think they really pushed Penrith last week, and obviously the Sharks got that nail-biting victory after the buzzer against Parramatta. How do you see this one playing out? I think this would be a pretty good game. If you asked me at the start of the season, I probably wouldn't have said the same, but both teams are playing pretty well, I reckon.
Mate, if you got before round 1 started, if you said who's going to win out of this game in round 3, I would have said Sharks by about 20. I think it's going to be there. Dragons have surprised me this year. They've been very solid. The score lines have reflected that in the last 2 rounds. I still think the Sharks are a bit too strong for them, but not by 20. I think it's going to be closer than that, a lot closer, and it could come down to sort of maybe one try, or maybe those conversions that get hit or missed could cost them someone the game there. I think it's going to be tight, and I'd be doing probably a 1-6 margin, maybe a 7-12.
Well, you look at the line there. The TopSport only got them 1.5, so they think there's only going to be 2 points in it, so going to be pretty close. Yeah, well, it's my bet. Bouncing off that, I've gone Sharks head to head, but I was so close to going 1-12. Picked the margin, but then having said that, like you said, St George actually playing some half decent football, and whether this clean out that they're proposing, Tariq Sims obviously all but gone next year, money depending. Maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel for them, because I tell you what, they've been playing some bad football for quite a number of years. So, but I'm still confident in my bet that St George will finish lower than Parramatta, and I'll get that carton of Jemison. So just another reminder out there, Benji, too, mate. Don't leave town, brother. What's your multi, mate? Multi, Cronulla head-to-head. As I said, I was going to go 1-12, but I'll just go 1-10. Head-to-head, sorry. Ravalawa any time, and I've gone the Sharks to score the first try. Boys, that's $12.89. Yeah, it's good value there for a little 3-leg. I like that one. Tyrell Sloan, boys, I really like him. I've got a little sneaky bet for him for leading try scorer for the end of the season, just tucked away in the TopSport account there till round 25, so hopefully you'll get across for a couple and do me proud. Moving on to the next game, boys, Tigers versus the Warriors. Now, this one, boys, the Tigers have been ordinary. They kicked off the season as they finished last season. They're the outsiders, $2.14. You got the Warriors, $1.73 favourites head-to-head. Looking at the line, this one again, Tigers are plus $1.50, $2, and minus $1.50, $1.80 for the Warriors. This one's being played at Campbelltown Stadium, 6 o'clock Friday night, boys. Anything in that in the Tigers playing the Pokies the night before, mate? Do you think that's just a storm in a teacup? No, that's bullshit. Yeah, that's absolutely bullshit. I said this to the boys at work. I said, yeah, that's all good and well to say that and basically point the finger, but if they were winning games last year and now they're losing games, yeah, fair enough. So, mate, if you're out playing the Pokies and whatever else, or, you know, but you can't tell me that I know for a fact that I've heard Brandon Smith on some forms of social media. He might play a bit of PlayStation till midnight the night before and stuff like that. Mate, you can't blame that. Do you ever remember watching the Michael Jordan documentary when he went to Atlantic City? Him and his dad were out drinking scotch and smoking cigars and playing cards and roulette until 2 a.m. in the morning. Goes out there and scores a 40-plus point game. Mate, that's rubbish. At the moment, there is big turmoil at the Tigers, and I tell you what, we spoke about it last week or the week before. Madge might just end up keeping his bags packed, because I don't think he'll be there long. I think unless you're fucking Nathan Hindmarsh playing the Pokies, be more relaxing, or just as relaxing as sitting at home anyway. Yeah. Look, and they were drinking alcohol. They're just there having a slap. Who cares? Boys, these fellas are on $600,000-$700,000 a year. Like, they got money to burn. If they want to play the Pokies, let them play the Pokies. Absolutely. And injecting some money into a local business. So yeah, exactly. Who cares? Right. Your multi again, Birdo? Yeah, my multi again. This one here could go anywhere. But I tell you what,
I've gone Stefano Utikamanu to score at any time to boost a bit of value. Warriors head-to-head, and I'm going to take the Warriors at the line of minus 1.5 for $16.05.
Salt and pepper.
Yeah, little salt and pepper.
Love it.
Utikamanu
boosted that up.
I can see him crashing over from short range. So.
Yep. Next game. Now, this one I'm looking forward to. I'm going to throw you first up, Ches, is South up against the Roosters. Grudge match here. South, $2.35 outsiders. Roosters are $1.60. That's head-to-head. If you do like betting at the line, South are plus $4 and $1.80. A plus $4, $1.80. Or if you like the Roosters, they're minus $4 at $2. I like that myself. Ches, how do you see this one playing out? Always a bit of a grudge match. Obviously, the first game back since the Latrell hit. Going to be a bit of spice.
Definitely, and I think in the last couple of days, the Roosters have actually dropped about 14 or 15 cents. I think they were sitting about $1.74 through TopSport. I could be wrong, but now they're into $1.60, so shows there's a bit of money getting moved across to there. Definitely there's going to have to be a niggle there somewhere. Don't know if Latrell is going to use his boxing skills from training the other day to take them onto the field, and if he gets the upper hand, they might call in Sonny Bill after his fight tonight. He'll still be warmed up to come and throw a few. But back in all seriousness, it's going to be an absolute cracker of a game. This game used to always be at round one. In the last few years, it's been pushed forward a little bit. Used to be a good way to open the year, but this is still going to be just as good. I think, not just because I'm biased, but I think we're playing a little bit better football from what we've seen last week compared to round one when we got smoked by the Knights. I think Ilias still has a bit more to do and a bit more to show that he can support Cody Walker. They're still dangerous. This is going to be a good, close game. I think there's going to be more than probably a 12-point margin in it. I think be somewhere between sort of maybe 10 and 14 at the most. But it should go the Chooks' way.
Boys, this one's been played at Accor Stadium.
Oh, there you go.
At home.
So that makes, what's that, South's home ground? So it'll just be the usual. They'll only have 2,000 or 3,000 people in an 85,000 people stadium. So
exactly. Boys, just looking at the team list here, my notes say that Crichton's been benched with Nat Butcher starting. Crichton's been quiet in my books for the start of the season. And I noticed they switched sides. He's playing on Tupanua's side. I don't know why that is. I'll be putting him back to the left, Tupanua back to the right, just going like they were last year because he was the best second rower last year by far. So, but he's been benched for Nat Butcher apparently. We'll see what happens on run on, but I find that interesting.
See, Adam Kieran's in the reserves too, so if something happens there the next couple of days, he might get a slot in as well if someone gets injured at training, or they might make a late change and swap him over. We'll wait and see because he can kick a ball, that fella.
And then name Connor Watson as well. He obviously had a bit of a shoulder injury last week, landed awkwardly on it, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether he plays as well.
If he covers instead of Drew Hutchison, that's a bonus, I think, for us. Yeah.
Anything, mate? You're Māori. You got anything to say before you give it to us?
I'm actually keen for this. Hopefully Latrell keeps his head. The only doubt I have is how good a player manager and a people person Wayne Bennett is. Is Latrell going to miss that calling sense to that little speech by Wayne before the game? Whether he's going to tuck it in the back pocket and say, you know what, fuck it, let's go, or is he going to keep it there and fire up? You know what I mean?
3 letters can change that. JWH. If he starts niggling like when he's making tackles, he's going to stir the shit out of him.
Well, if he plays anything like he has over the last 2 weeks, it won't worry him. He's been playing rubbish anyway.
No, but I mean just the. You know what he's like.
This will be a cracking game. This will be a cracking game.
Stirring up the shitstorms.
100%.
That's when they start doing errors and giving away penalties.
Exactly right. But multi-wise, I'm going to go to the Roosters head-to-head. There's one for you, Ches and Rug, you dickhead. The total points over 38 points. I think it's going to be, it's going to be a fair scoreline. And I'm going to go Latrell Mitchell to score any time. There you go, $7.66.
It's funny what Tristan said at the start of the show, that there hasn't been many games going over the points, so there's been very low. I don't know what that is. I wonder if it's to do with the whole change of the rules, the 6 again, and the penalty, all that. It'd be interesting to see, but a lot of them aren't going the overs. So.
Whether it's not opening up like it was last year.
Exactly. All right, next game, boys. Super Saturday, Panthers versus the Knights. Top of the table clash, mind you. As we mentioned before, Panthers are heavily favourites at $1.23. You got the Knights at $4.20, and at the line we've got minus 1.5 and that's $1.85 for the Panthers, or plus 1.5, $1.95 for the Knights. Boys, there's a bit of talk about Cleary might be playing. I don't think he will personally. We'll wait and see. I don't think they should risk him. That's just me. But a few big outs here, boys. Brian To'o's out, and he's out for quite a few weeks with that knee injury. And also for the Knights, Ponga's set to return. Again, like Tristan said, whether he does, we'll wait and see. But also Daniel Saifidi returns. That's a big in for them as well, that go forward through the middle.
Yeah, Saifidi being that wise head too. Been there, done it all. Good footballer, and as you said, it'll try and at least match the Panthers forward pack, or at least, if not match, try and at least get them into the mix, because over the last couple of weeks between Isaiah Yeo, Fisher Harris, etc., Viliami Kikau, they've just won the centre of the field every game they've played. So only 2 games in, and I get a funny feeling this weekend could be the same thing. But as I said before, if Newcastle perform and they keep it within distance, I'll take my hat off to them.
Boys, just before we carry on there, Ches, I just will correct my error. The line is 11.5, not 1.5. I can't read my own writing, don't have my glasses on. So 11.5 is the line. So a big line, which I'll get to in my mould in a minute. Sorry, Ches, go.
Hey, right. Not directed at Panthers, but for the Knights, pretenders or contenders. This is what the end of this game is going to prove. And it's not going to matter if Cleary's there or not. If he's not there and they lose, it just shows that they're not up there. If he's there and they play a good game, they could still lose. But if they play a good game and push them, possible contenders.
You know what they say?
So
it'll sort the boys from the men.
Yeah, definitely. I still think Panthers are going to be too strong. My money's on them all day.
Boys, my multi, and I like the Knights at the minus and 11.5 line. So I think that's a big line. The Knights have been playing well. Again, as Tristan said, it'll depend if Cleary plays. If Cleary plays, that line will probably get pushed out to about minus 14, I reckon. But least. I like it at minus 11.5 without Cleary, and we put our bets on tonight, so that'll be it. So minus 11.5 for the Knights. I've got Tuala, anytime try scorer, and Stephen Crichton, anytime try scorer. And that one, I've forgotten to write the odds down, but I've got it here somewhere. Hang on a second, boys. Bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves.
Is it $4.20 looking at the top?
Well prepared, no. That one is $13.77. It was on screen the whole time. I just didn't know it off the top of my head. So, so $13.77 for that one, boys. Nice little 3-legger if that gets up.
Good little stab, yeah. It's certainly doable too. And that line, as we said, if Newcastle keep it within distance, then that line is well and truly in the mix.
Yeah, they've been good. They've impressed me. I'll say that. I'll admit I was wrong, but it is a long season. So
it's only round 2.
Yes. Moving along to the next game, the middle game in the Super Saturday, Storm versus the Eels. This one, 5:30 p.m. on Saturday at Amy Park. Storm are the favourite, $1.52 to the Eels, $2.55. That's head-to-head. If you do like the line betting, minus 4.5, $2 for the Storm. Plus $4.5, $1.80 for the Eels. Birdo, throwing to you first, mate. Your team, bit disappointing the loss last week. How do you think this one's going to go? Hosts of Storm players out as well.
Yeah, I think it should be relatively good game of football. I tell you one thing, but if we turn up and play the style of football that we've played over the last 2 weeks, we might end up with our pants pulled down and being very embarrassed. I'm not a big fan of Tom Opacek in the centres. I just don't think he's at the moment we don't really have too much of an option. But one thing I'm looking forward to is a bloke called Waiamu Greg, who's coming off the bench. He played in the All-Stars game at the start of the season. I pointed out to you when we were out here having a sip, and really excited to see how he goes off the bench, and hopefully he can stay injury free. But as much as it hurts to say it, I think. Mate, I'm an honest punter. I love Parramatta, die-hard Parramatta supporter, but I'm an honest punter. Doing my football tips this weekend, I'll be taking Melbourne.
Fair enough, Ches.
Yeah, we're leaning towards Melbourne as well. I think they do have a few out. Who's going to play 9 still up in the air? I think the only weakness they have this week is the bench. This is not as strong as what it usually is. But Melbourne haven't been playing the best. If Parramatta come out and fire, remember the other week was round 1 when Melbourne played the Tigers. I was there taking a few little sneak peeks while I was at work at the game. And I was sort of half worried. I had,
Near Dunham.
I had a couple little multis on for myself, and they're all Melbourne favoured. Yeah, it was very, very close. If they play something like that against a good informed Parramatta side,
We could bull their
they'll
pants
get rolled.
down. Yeah.
I don't know who'll play number 9. I'm just looking at the team list there. Maybe Nick Meaney might go in and do a little fill-in role there for the week. What do you reckon?
Well, he might not have a choice, really.
Yeah.
Looking at that, so
Yeah, they're a bit short. Boys, this one's my multi as well, and I am going the Storm to cover the line at -4.5. 2 anytime try scorers after that in Xavier Coates and Justin Justice Olam. $8.56, a nice little 3-legger there as well,
bad.
boys. Yeah, so we'll be putting our charity bet money on that, so $15 on each of the games. So nice little return if we get that one up, boys.
Bloody oath.
Last game of the Super Saturday, we've got the Raiders up against the Titans. This could go either way, I feel, boys. Looking at the market there, the Raiders are the favourite. I think that's just because it's being played down in Canberra, $1.68. Titans are $2.20 outsiders there. At the line, -2.5, $1.95 for the Raiders, and +2.5, $1.85 for the Titans. Titans were good last week, I think, boys. Raiders, more injury news coming out during the week that Josh Hodgson is out for his for the season. Played his last game in the Raiders colours. He's out for another ACL surgery. I'll tell you what, Parramatta will be a bit nervous about that signing as well, but we'll get to that a bit later on. How do you see this game playing out, boys?
I don't think I'm sold at Jaden Campbell at fullback.
I've been saying that all year, mate.
Yeah, I'm still not sold.
Even after AJ Brimson's first touch at 5'8" set up a try, you still want him back at fullback?
100%.
Without him getting his hands on the ball?
If not, Jermaine Asako obviously signed as of yesterday.
Yeah. A bit of news there.
Effective immediately. Campbell goes to 14. He comes on, that 25, 30-minute mark. Try and catch a couple of lazy forwards. Try and take a couple of metres up through the middle. But if it was me, mate, I'd be almost putting, AJ back there. Or if not, young Jermaine Asako.
So if you push him to 14, that'll push Will Smith out of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Either that or you flip the coin between the two of them.
Let them duke it out, yeah.
Yeah. Training, Latrell Mitchell style, whoever comes back. You boys go and do what you have to do, and who comes back gets the spot.
Boys, a few team changes there. Kotrick returns from injury, as does Rapana. So they chock up their outside backs a little bit there, which will be good. Who else? Schneider also returns from COVID. And Frawley, he's still looking for his left boot after getting smacked by Murray Talangi.
Knocked out of his slippers.
And as you said, Jermaine Asako has signed for the Gold Coast and listed in the reserve. So I don't think he'll play this week, just looking at the side there. I think they'll keep it fairly unchanged. Greg Marshew was great last week, scored 2 tries. Philip Semi's in career best form, so I can't see him pushing a spot onto the wing. And I think they'll personally persist with Campbell at fullback there. Anything you want to say, Ches, before I give my multi on this one, mate?
I'll just have a look at the teams here. I know Canberra's obviously favourites with the bookies. I got a feeling Titans are going to win this, just by having a look here. Mate, I'll be leaning towards the Titans, mate. They've been fairly solid this year as an overall. I'd have to lean towards Titans.
Titans?
Mainly because Raiders cost me no. I just think with those people out, and so they've still got a good few players that aren't on the bench as well. They're just listed in the reserves. I think that'll cost Canberra. I think.
You're braver than me. I'm not picking a winner. I'm just going 3 anytime try scorers in this, and they're all on the wing. Marzu, Sami, and Rapana all to get across. 3 anytime try scorers there, $11.81. I quite like those odds, boys, for the 3 of the 4 wingers to get across. Not bad. So I'll be having the 15 on that as well. So, all right, that wraps up Super Saturday. Let's move into our Sunday games. And first up, boys, we've got the Broncos up against the Cowboys. This one's Suncorp Stadium. Broncos are the favourites here, $1.50 and $2.60 for the Cowboys. That's head-to-head. And at the line, -6, $1.90 for the Broncos, and +6, $1.90 for the Cowboys. Cowboys win last week?
Yeah, they beat the Raiders.
So both teams...
Ches knows.
Both teams won last week. which is good. Adam Reynolds came back in the squad. He was pretty good, boys. Didn't do anything outstanding, just did his job, kicked well, organised the team well, and kept them calm, I thought.
Had a few little leg issues there towards the end of the game too, cramping up.
Cramping. You said he hasn't run.
So it's nothing major. It's just those little cramp things from coming back. Mate, loving the pairing of Albert Kelly and Reynolds from last week. Sensational, mate. Awesome to watch. You watch Kelly, like I mentioned before, he's tackling. He'll line himself up to hit these forwards and second rowers and locks as hard. He doesn't do it to hurt him. He puts them down quickly and sharp.
Good technique too.
Real old school tackling style, a bit like Victor Radley. Very good to watch.
While he's not suspended.
Yeah, thanks, mate. You got anything to say, Birdo, before I slam one multi through?
No, as good as I don't think this will be too bad a game. And your boy's got a little bit of cake on his face because at the moment Chad Townsend's playing all right, and maybe that was a change that he needed to go up there, put some fresh batteries in, as Ches would say, and keep kicking along. But I don't know. I just don't understand why Jermaine Osako won't get a start there. But he's been playing some good football too, and he keeps getting dropped. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of the Broncos. I love watching the Broncos play Thursday, Friday night. My apprentice is a massive Broncos supporter, and I love see him get pumped, and then I can just pull the piss out of him all day. So, but they're on the way up, I think.
Broncos unchanged, and the Cowboys, Mitchell Dunn, unfortunately out for the season with his knee, did his ACL last week. One of those ones where no one was around, just landed on it awkwardly. And contributed to the 6 ACL surgeries so far since round 2, boys. I was just about to say
one of the 6.
Yeah. Jez, hit us with your malt, mate. You've got the last 2 games, round us out.
Yeah, mate, battle of the cane toads, mate. We've got Broncos just head-to-head here. Cowboys been playing fairly well, so I didn't want to take any lines or margins, playing it safe. So it is a charity bet. So Broncos head-to-head. Albert Kelly and Corey Oates, anytime try scorers. Now, I haven't got the odds with me here. I didn't write them down.
Yeah, I got them. You sent them to me before. Hang on. Well prepared this week. We are.
And I think from memory from yesterday, if you like Albert Kelly for a try, he was paying $4.40 through TopSport for any time try scorer. So
negative on that, I don't have them. You might have to add them up. So.
That's right.
It's on screen, so if you are listening to us, you'll have to check out the YouTube.
How's this for memory? I think it was $10.41, but I could be slightly wrong.
Yeah, around that anyway.
Mate, and then, I just didn't feel comfortable having a line or a margin. So just Bronx head-to-head. Going to be a good game, and it was really going to show. I think after we see a few rounds and the Queensland sides have played each other, we're interested to see where the Titans and Cowboys are sitting too.
Well,
as well,
earlier in the season, people are tipping the Titans to blow everyone out of the water from up north, but at the moment it looks fairly well neck and neck between them and the Broncos.
Tristan had that market, didn't he, for the leading Queensland side? So be interesting to see who gets the chocolates at the end of the year for that one as well.
Should have a couple of bob on the Broncos.
All right, last game, boys. Manly versus the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Correct me if I'm wrong. Bulldogs have played all 3 games on a Sunday. They've been the last game every game. I think they played the Cowboys.
Yeah, they have.
And then they played the Broncos last week, and then the Manly. So good for them in recovery time. They're getting the whole 7 days off, which is great. So let's have a look at the odds there. Manly are definitely favourites here. $1.25, $4 if you do like the Dogs. That's head to head. Minus $10.5, $1.90 for Manly, and plus $10.5, $1.90 for the Dogs. So they're giving them an 11-point start there, boys. This one's being played at 4 points there on the peninsula. Anything from the Dogs, Manly boys? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think that line's fairly accurate. That's realistically all I got to say, to be honest. And that's without turbo firing. I think that line's fairly accurate. Even a 13 plus is probably. I'm not saying that the Bulldogs aren't playing good football. They're just not connect. Something hasn't clicked there yet.
Hasn't for Manly though either.
Yeah. No, but that's what I mean. If I was to pick out of the, Manly are last, and only because Penrith give them a good romping in the first round, so they're for and against is rubbish. But in this game, I think
they got shut down in round 2, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll kick it into gear, though.
Hollywood.
I think they'll kick it into gear. Once Turbo gets going, it'll be all right. They're unchanged from last week, the Manly Sea Eagles. What's this here on the Bulldogs? Thompson goes back to prop. But otherwise, they're unchanged. Tavita Pengai Jr. has been a menace again, as per usual, so he needs to calm that and just control his aggression, I reckon.
Let's quickly touch on a few things before I give a multi. Yeah, I think that Bulldogs haven't been playing bad. They did win the first week against the Cowboys. In saying that, it was the Cowboys, 6-4, I think it was from memory. They had a good game last week against the Broncos, even though they lost. Matt Burton causing bloody headaches with those big bombs and stuff. He's a sensational kicker.
I can do that.
If you can, I send you to him.
It's amazing what you can do on Xbox.
Yeah, but I think, and I was listening to something the other day, and they were mentioning that Turbo hasn't fired. If you're in the super coach and stuff like that, you're not getting the value for him. It's sort of proven that they are a one-man side. If they fire this week, they could win by 20, 26, 30 points. If they have been playing like they are, I think it's going to be a little bit closer. And I'd nearly lean towards the Dogs for a big upset.
Bit of a value bet too, don't worry.
Yeah. But in saying that, I would just be taking Manly in my tips.
It's one
just to be safe.
It's one of those sort of things. You got to be safe those first couple of rounds in the tipping, otherwise you can find yourself in hot water. And then that's all it takes to lose a tipping comp is your first 5 rounds.
Yeah. What's your moldy, mate?
Mate, so I've gone Manly minus 10.5 at the Lions. So giving the Bulldogs 10.5 start, which means they have to win by at least 11 points. Daly Cherry Evans and Supercharged Saab to score at any time. Now, this is another one which I didn't write the odds down, but it was...
It was about the $10.03, I think.
It was slightly just over $10, and that was last night when I put them on. So it could have changed.
Yeah.
But
it's on the screen.
The odds are just down here, just below us now. I just don't have the Cherry Evans neck to have a view. But,
very good.
So I'll be taking the Manly in the tips, but for a bit of value, I got them there with that line bet just to...
I like it.
Hopefully Turbo fires this week, and we actually can see if they are as good as what they were last year with him as well, with these other teams playing so well.
Boys, our collective cashback was absolutely disgraced last week. We didn't get one leg up, which was very ordinary, but we're doing it again this week, and for me, I'm going a bit conservative. Fuck, that's a hard word to say. My leg, boys, is Manly head-to-head. What's yours, Birdo?
I'm going to go conservative because it's not real hard to say. I'm going Corey Oates anytime try scorer. I think he's playing good football.
And Ches?
Not too conservative, and I can't spell it either. But just a head-to-head bet, but I'm going to put my money where the mouth is and say the Titans are going to beat the Raiders head-to-head, just for a little bit of value.
Nice, and that one is paying $5.23 thanks to our major sponsor, TopSport. Head on over to topsport.com.au, set yourself up an account, use the code SGM Podcast. As Tristan said, he wants to hear from you punters, what you want in those same-game multi-markets. Let him know. He'll take it on board, take it back to the traders, see if they can work it in, just like we did today with the first of 10 points. Very good, boys. Anything else before we wrap up? We're a bit over time, as always.
Same as last week. Don't be like me. Put your tips in. I'm actually 2 out of 2 weeks this year. I haven't missed my tips yet.
And you're nearly up the top. That's all right.
Is that because they send you a reminder?
That is most of the reason why.
Birdo, anything, mate?
Nah, let's do it. Let's get into this round 3. I'm pumped.
If you like our podcast, make sure you do subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Please do. That helps YouTube viewers find our podcast. Also, follow us on our social media accounts as well. We've got some exciting things happening in the next few weeks with the new set and whatnot. So looking forward to that. Thank you to our sponsors, as I said, Whitebull Hotel for Beer of the Week, Manscaped for the lovely smelling products. Use the code SGM at checkout, 20% off plus free shipping. And also TopSport, as we mentioned. Head on over, create yourself an account, and feel the excitement. Until next week, gamble responsibly and don't look like him. See ya.